Kill just 2 days.
Live from Melanheadz, Hamilton Vape, you know his reputation as the most trusted outlaw, the purple and green machine, the one they call OGZ, the infamous probiotic farmer, Luke OG Williams.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. This is a brand new show that we are calling the Overgrow. Thanks for coming down. You can come down and see us live at 1523 Barton Street East in Hamilton, Ontario, at Melanheadz Hamilton Vape. Basically, the idea of the Overgrow is a full-on grow course, an in-depth grow seminar that I am going to break up into 45-minute, hour-long segments every week, every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 6, we are going to do real-time experiments. We're going to start off probably next week by cracking seeds. We're going to follow it all the way through. I'm going to have a link to YouTube videos. We will probably put those videos on the Melanheadz page, as well as some documents for some information. And we can follow gardens right the way through. The object of this show basically is to arm you with the knowledge to overgrow. I have never met Mark Emery, but his battle cry has embedded itself in me. That has been my war cry to overgrow. There's something to be said about a strategy of sowing as many seeds as we can and putting the cannabis plant all over. I think everybody should have a right to this plant. I don't think it should be prohibited anymore. I don't believe that a little pink slip of paper or a medical license puts somebody above somebody else. And you know, if used properly, it's a medicine all should be able to have. With that said, I myself am a legal grower. I am protected under the injunction. So I still am growing until the court case comes through at an undisclosed location, obviously. So here we go. I am OG. The first episode here, I'm going to introduce you to myself. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I have been growing for over 25 years. I've done a lot of underground farming for different organizations. The last 10, 15 years, I have stuck to myself. I've been breeding mostly for myself and was basically pushed out into the forefront. Once I became legal and was protected under that umbrella, my mission now is to come forth and push the movement forward. I think I was put here for a reason, and this is probably it. 39 years on this planet, and this is the best thing that I do. So this is what I do. We're going to be discussing all facets of our beloved plant. Like I said, following it from grow right through to harvest. We're going to teach you how to clone. We're going to teach you how to phenotype plants. We're going to teach you how to pre-sex plants. Breeding, harvesting, drying, trimming, all those techniques. Basically, what I've learned over my years that for many will be a refresher. For many, you might discover some helpful hints along the way that will help you do what you do and do it better. I want to thank Melanheadz for giving me the opportunity to get this info out to help you guys overgrow. My show's goals: 1, spread the knowledge. Arm you with the skills to help you overgrow these archaic prohibition laws. We all know they are. It's a little bit easier nowadays with the information being open. It's kind of an open source for cannabis knowledge on the internet. It's all out there, but it's still, depending on what rock you overturn, are you going to get good information, bad information, old information? We all know technology changes in leaps and bounds. I have many ways of growing, from hydroponics, soil, aeroponics, deep water culture. Now I am strictly a probiotic and organic farmer. That means I farm in living soil. probiotics, create little beasties and nematodes, and it's basically a living ecosystem in your soil. Another of the goal is to bring people up that are in the industry, whether they be hash makers, oil makers, extraction artists, dispensary owners. My first guest today will be a vapor lounge owner, my best friend, Pete. And we're going to build them up, we're going to help promote, we're going to get them known, and we're going to see what they have to offer. I'm all about helping the lambs become lions and not the lions eating the lambs. We need more people out there. We don't need people frightened away. I'm going to pull out a State of the Union every week. I'm pretty much tired of these cannabis shows that rely on the news and just regurgitating everything. But being that the states are moving forward every day, Canada, there is different decisions, different laws. People that were against it are now for it, and it's changing daily. So I'm going to come on every week and do 5 minutes only, maybe one or two topics quickly that were in the news over the last week concerning cannabis and hopefully concerning growing cannabis. They can be from the States, but I'm going to try and concentrate on Canada. Let's see. Okay, my name is OG. My name is Luke. I run Omuerta Genetics. I'm a breeder there. When I write down Omuerta Genetics, it's hard to pronounce to see it, so people started calling me OG. The name stuck. I'm responsible for a couple pretty famous strains now, Quetzalcoatl, which was my flag strip, Supernova, Blueberry Sour Cream, Fukushima, Eclipse, and now Blackbird PK, Strong Arm, and Drums of War. I am also the holder of the Ghost Cut Mango, and as far as we know, it is the only Ghost Cut Mango on the face of the planet. Let me just get my notes here because I'm getting lost. ADHD will do that. All right, let's go into the State of the Union. State of the Union, quick 5-minute news thing, but some people want to hear it, and it is important when there is something important to say. This week, State of the Union, the Canadian Centre for Addiction and Mental Health. They have come out, they have urged legalization and strict regulation, and that is pretty huge that the Center for Addictions is saying legalize marijuana. Basically, they want to make it a health issue, not a criminal issue. You can get rid of addiction, you cannot get rid of a criminal record. The highlights of this plan include a strict age restriction, photo ID, and age of maturity. They want to do a price reduction, which is great, and I applaud it, to take away from the black market, make it a little bit more affordable, and basically take the teeth out of the underground. If it's not worth that much money, they go on to other things. They want to do lab testing, so you know the percentages, you know the strain, you know what's in it. Now, they've gone on to say they also want heavy taxing. Heavy taxing absolutely contradicts their third point of price reduction. But at least they've come out and said they want it. They're headed in the right direction anyway. Another story, the Liberals of Canada. Yesterday, Justin Trudeau is running for Prime Minister, coming up in 2015. They've released their platform. It includes the legalization of cannabis across Canada. They want age restriction, they want lab testing, they want legal cannabis shops, and they want patients, growers' rights, which, you know what? Not to get political, but I've never really backed the Liberals. But this time, let's get it done. The 42nd Canadian federal elections are on October 19th, 2015. Hashtag just show up. Mark and Jody Emery's campaign slogan, trying to get everybody out. search for that on the hashtag on Instagram, Facebook, whatever your social media is, you'll get more information. But circle that date, October 19th, 2015, and do what they say and just show up. So that, I don't have a lesson for you guys today. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up a buddy of mine, and we're gonna do a quick little interview, just to see how it goes. So like I said, this was a social experiment, and if it goes, goes, and if you guys want to keep watching and get into things, we'll do things. So right now, I want to welcome up my best friend. He goes by the name of Melanheadz. He is one of the co-owners of this beautiful joint that we're standing in right now, Melanheadz Hamilton Vape on Barton Street in Hamilton. And here's my buddy Melanheadz right now. So, me and Pete have been friends for a few years now. He's a little bit of my mentor since I've become legal. There's the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things, and he has a little bit more experience and a lot more contacts above ground than I do. We've formed a great friendship. If it wasn't for Pete, I would still be addicted to painkillers and probably in a really bad spot. With Pete's help, I was able to beat that and get legal, and that's my daily medicine right there. So I want to thank you personally, and let's get this started, bro. Give me a quick background, who you are, what you presently do.
Well, like I said, people know me as Pete Melanheadz. I got into the scene probably in 2000, maybe 6, maybe 2007. Like, I've always been a cannabis user my whole life, since I was 15 years old. I've been using cannabis for 15, 20 years. So basically, I got in the scene. I have some good friends in the scene. You know, Chris Goodwin and Joanne Puff Mama. They were my two mentors, basically, in the scene. They had their own vapor lounges. They were doing their things. And I went on a Cannabis Cup boat ride with them one time, and I said, you know, I want to be like you guys. I want to own a vapor lounge. And so from then on, I just wanted to open up a vapor lounge, and, you know, I've done it. This is my second one. In 2008, we opened up the first Melanheadz and ran it successfully for a year. The lease ran up, so we basically closed down. Me and my wife, Kush Pixie, we moved out to Toronto, worked out there for a bit, and then came back to Hamilton. And yeah, I just started the whole activism thing up here in Hamilton again, because I didn't find it too strong here in Hamilton after Chris Goodwin left, so I had to pick up where he left off.
That's actually a good segment to my next question, is what got you started in cannabis advocacy? I know Chris was a mentor of yours, and the culture was rubbing off. You were already recreational, but what got you actually started putting your name out there and being the face of cannabis in Hamilton?
Well, basically, Hamilton's my city. Like, I was born and raised here, you know. I love Hamilton. I love Toronto just as much. I got many, many friends out there in the community, like out in Youngsterdam, Queen Street area. Like, I got so many friends out in Toronto. I love Toronto, but again, I love my city. You know, I was born and raised here, so I just wanted to do something for my city. Toronto has enough people. I knew that there was a lot of cannabis users, medical users, and recreational users in Hamilton. So I could have, you know, the potential to have a big following if I, you know, decided to go out there and put my name out there on the line, like Chris Goodwin did, and, you know, for Hamilton. So Chris kicked in a lot of doors for me. So basically, like I said, I just tried to do the same thing, and maybe not as aggressive as Chris, but I'll put my name out there. And when it comes to cannabis and activism, and, you know, we do the 420 thing at City Hall every year, and you know, we just try to raise awareness as much as I can. Like, I opened up a dispensary a couple years ago, and now I'm back to the lounge part. So I just, like I said, I just want to be the guy for Hamilton in cannabis activism and medical or recreational use. Like when it comes to cannabis, I'll be that guy, the face.
What's Hamilton's attitude been? How have they received your efforts, both recreationally and medically? Talking citizens, police, you know, not the counterculture, not the people used to it.
Yeah, the everyday people basically, like when I tell them about it, what I do, and you know, I kind of just not shock them with it, you know, and just let them know that it's there, and that it's people can enjoy it. And like I said, this place here is just to give people a spot to come. There's bars out there. Anybody can go out and have a beer or drink at a bar. I wanted to give the people a place where they can come and use their medicine or use their recreational cannabis in a safe environment, a nice, clean, peaceful environment. And yeah, so.
Can you, or would you, and that's fine to say no, would you discuss a little bit about why personally you use cannabis and how it helps you?
Yeah, sure. Everybody uses cannabis for a different reason. Me, myself, I use cannabis for I have a bad stomach, basically. So I got really violently ill, like throwing up, in major pain. Like, wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy, because it's a pretty bad pain. It's internally, so you know, when you're going through pain, you can't really like control it. Other than with cannabis, it helps, or using butter dabs or shatter dabs, whatever it is that you're doing right there. We like that a lot. It's a very quick, instant relief for my pain that when I'm in my, like, having my stomach attacks.
Sorry, Pete, I was watching you smoke that joint and I couldn't resist.
yeah, no, I'll hit it. I'm gonna hit some of that shatter there in a minute too, but
tell me about MCCM. You mentioned running a dispensary in Hamilton.
Yeah, I tried to run a dispensary. Well, I did run a dispensary in Hamilton. I tried to do Hamilton a favor and, you know, give them a spot where they can come and purchase quality meds. And it wasn't just a dispensary. It was more like I helped everybody in every aspect of it. Got people licensed, got people their medicine if they needed it. Just introduce people to the right people that they needed to speak to for certain things that they might need in regards to cannabis, or like speaking to a doctor, or just information in general. You know, like a lot of people didn't know how to get a license or what the process was and how long it took. So we were just more of a one-stop information place that you could get your medicine as well. And we're the only place in Hamilton that did it. And we were more of a, like, there's compassion clubs, that people say compassion clubs, and dispensaries. So I was more of a dispensary because, you know, we helped people get their license, and in the process, if they needed the meds before they had their license, because we knew how hard it was for them to get a license, we just took them through all the steps from the very beginning. I went to people's doctor's appointments with the patient themselves, so I could inform the doctor on how that doctor could help that patient get their medical cannabis, you know, because doctors weren't informed themselves. That was like probably 2 or 3 years ago now.
And still are not.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people are finding out. The program is there and the decision is there to allow you to use medical cannabis. However, finding a doctor that will actually sign for it is, you know, just below the downside of virtually impossible, I found.
I find like I'm hoping that now it's getting better. Like a lot more, like not a lot more doctors, but some doctors are becoming aware of the medical cannabis program now, and like it's getting out there a little bit more, you know, like so maybe like 10% more than a couple years ago, but it's still not as easy as it should be for people to get to use their cannabis. You know what I mean? Like we all know that cannabis ain't hurting anybody. They're not gonna die from it. They're not gonna overdose. They're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna go out and rob somebody for, you know, the next fix of a joint or anything like that. So there's really no harmful side effects to cannabis. So doctors should prescribe it a lot more.
Where do you see the pot laws in 3 to 5 years? The way Colorado's gone, the way Washington has gone, Alaska coming on, Michigan has a great medical program right now. And, you know, we used to be looked at as the forerunners in cannabis, and Canada was the mecca. By study, we still have the largest percentage by capita of cannabis smokers in the world. In the last 10 years, we've kind of backslid, and now there's renewed talk. People that were on the fence or on one side of the fence have crossed their lines, have left parties, have started open dialogue on legalization or regulation of cannabis. What do you see in Canada in the next 3 to 5 years with our neighbors to the south and what they're doing?
Well, basically what I think should happen is I think that more people should just stand up for what they believe in regards to cannabis. And if they want to open up a vapor lounge, or if they want to grow cannabis for themselves, or open up a vapor lounge, you know, like it's just a matter of people just sticking to their guns and like saying, okay, I believe in it and I want to do it, so I'm going to do it, you know. Anybody can do what I do, or anybody can do what you do, you know. It's just, you know, yeah, sure, some of us are better at it than others at what we do. So, you know, some of us can't grow cannabis, so that they need people like you or other growers out there that can grow the cannabis for them, you know. So I'm really, really hoping that the laws change in you know, but at the same time, it's not going to change unless people like you stand up for your right to grow your own medicine, like, and other people stand up and grow their own medicine. Like, it's the only way, you know, it's going to change is if we show them. If everybody hides behind the walls and like hides behind the doors that, hey, I don't smoke cannabis, or I don't believe in it, or it shouldn't be free to everybody, you know, or whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, you just got to stand up for it, basically. And if you want to grow it, grow it. If you want to,
Stop
like,
your shame.
don't be ashamed of it.
Not to be shamed anymore.
No, there's nothing. There's no fear mongering anymore. Like, it's not about that. Like, I see crazy commercials on the TV from Health Canada and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, you can give us a license and say, oh, some of us can use it, and it helps you and makes you feel better, but then go and show some crazy commercial of a beautiful glass brain getting filled with smoke and saying,
Right.
you know, it's just gucking up your brain cells.
Somebody's smoking a 4-year-old in their car because they're all potted up
Yeah.
at the drive-through.
So to me, that's just fear mongering and trying to change people's like thought of what the real truth is that cannabis ain't hurting nobody, and like, you know, it's not making us crazy. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, we might forget a few things or be a little bit slow off the memory type thing, but that's
Start a
about the
show
worst
without a mic.
downfall that cannabis has.
So, if you could write the policy in Canada, it would obviously include home grows. It would obviously include
Oh,
LPs.
for sure.
Just more sources. I'm like you. I believe we need the licensed producers, the LP as we call them. There are people that physically it's impossible for them to even be mobile enough to grow their own cannabis.
They should have the right to choose who they want to, you know,
Definitely.
get their medicine from, and like that's what the whole point to me is that it's about freedom of choice. Like, if I want to use cannabis, like, I can use cannabis for my nausea, I can use cannabis for my pain, I can use cannabis for many different reasons. I should have the right to, you know, if I want to say, like, if I go to a doctor's office, they'll prescribe me narcotic pills that, you know, are really going to kill me or damage me even worse than cannabis would. But, you know what I mean? If I can grow it myself, I can, you know, and I know what's going to be better for me, then I should have the right to choose to use that medicine.
Strain choosing and everything, choices, everything. Getting into that, what are your favorite strains to medicate with? What's that you're pounding on now?
I don't know. I like lots of them. I'm a big Kush fan. I really like the Kushes. Simple fact, for the pain and the nausea and just when you're not feeling good and you just want to like relax and stuff, Kush is probably the best for that. I really do like Chem Dog or Alien Dog. Those were like two of my favorites. There's lots of strains. There's lots of strains I haven't even tried yet that I would love to try. So
I know you and I go back and forth because you don't like my sativas very much.
yeah, I'm not a big
You're the
sativa
Kush
fan
guy
at
and
all.
I'm the sativa guy.
And sativa's not my cup of tea. So
What are your future plans, bud? You've run a dispensary. You know, you've been known all over the place. You've made waves. You've ate charges for what you believe in, yet you've come right back, which is, you know, that's the way you win. Life knocks you down, you stand back up. Pete has done that over and over again, as has his wife, Kush Pixie Rebecca. What are your future plans? You're sitting here in your own vapor lounge, but I have a feeling that you're not done yet.
no, I just want to make this place succeed, like many other vapor lounges do. Like Vapor Central is like one of my favorite places. The Underground's another one. Like those two are my favorite. Like Vape on the Lake. There's lots and many nice vapor lounges in Ontario. I just want to be one of those guys that have one of those nice vapor lounges as well. I'm always going to be an activist, like a cannabis activist. So, you know, you'll always see me on 420 doing the rallies and stuff. And any way I can make a difference, and any way if I can make a difference somehow. I run for the Freedom Party every year just to try and make noise that way, you know?
You did. You actually surprised a lot of people with the Freedom Party run, because you got one of the highest votes in cities around Ontario was for you.
Yeah, like I said, this is my city, you know. A lot of people know my name in this city, so like I'm happy for it. Some people don't like me. They don't like me for whatever reason, you know. That's
Join
fine,
the club, buddy.
you know, like
Join the club, and we love it.
I love
Fuels
haters.
us.
They love when, you know, it just fuels me some more, you know. If you
That's
don't like
it.
me, then I must be doing something that's, you know, you don't like, so
Just as long as they keep the name in
it's
their
all
mouth,
good,
right?
you know. I'm just gonna keep doing me, worrying about me and my family, and like I said, I want to give the people of the city of Hamilton a beautiful place to come, enjoy some great comedy shows, some great podcasts like this, interviews and stuff, you know. Like I said, this has only been open since October. We're just building this place bigger and bigger and better, you know.
Beautiful, man. Well, I want to thank you, first of all, for giving me the opportunity to come on and do this. I want to thank the crowd that's coming out, and some of my supporters are starting to fill up. I want to thank my audio and sound guy, DK, for doing an awesome job. I want to thank all the guys on live stream, my crew out there, Area 51ers, OG South, Gage Green, Grow Cashy, all my friends, all my haters. Fuck it, Overgrow.
Peace out.
Burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Don't know the government, see what them earning. Make your head start turning, go so well. Burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Burn down the government, keep the fire blazing. Whole world gone crazy. Take a little look in at the daily newspaper. Every weekend the crime rate a inflator. Why them get choked and the girl them get raper? Them only love the green paper. That's why them don't have no heart or no conscience. Them a deal with badness and a pure nonsense. Killing one another like it is a contest. Why them can't let Jaja bless? Burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Don't know the government, see what them earning. Make your head start turning, go so well. Burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Burn down the government, keep the fire blazing. Whole world gone crazy. Why them a go terrorize? Why them a go victimize? When them gonna realize your life, you need to analyze. But you need to make a choice. Listen to the father advice. What you doing? Call the people them strife. Robbing and you're stealing and you're chopping and you're dealing. When you're out the road, you disrespect the ghetto youth feeling. Weapons and your drugs overflowing to the ceiling. Walking for the devil, he and you is a demon. SOS. Somebody trigger the alarm for distress. What happened to Bermuda, my land? It's a mess. Corruption and violence and war make me vex. Please judge or bless, tell them SOS. Somebody trigger the alarm for distress. What happened to Bermuda, my land? It's a mess. Corruption and violence and war make me vex. Please judge or bless. Yo, burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Don't know the government, see what them earning. Make your head start turning, go so well. Burn down the system, keep the fire burning. Teach the youth what them need to be learning. Burn down the government, keep the fire blazing. Whole world gone crazy. Take a little look in at the daily newspaper. Every weekend the crime rate a inflator. Why them get choked and the girl them get raper? Them only love the green paper. That's why them don't have no heart or no conscience. Them a deal with badness and a pure nonsense. Killing one another like it is a contest. Why them can't let Jaja bless? SOS. Somebody trigger the alarm for distress. What happened to Bermuda, my land? It's a mess. Corruption and violence and war make me vex. Please Jaja bless, tell them SOS. Somebody trigger the alarm for distress. What happened to Bermuda?